This might be the ultimate coyote gun. Hey guys, Akimbo Chris from Crusader Armory TV. And today guys, we're going to be taking a look at a new optic, something a little bit different from what we reviewed on the channel. It's not a red dot, it's not a scope, an LPVO, a prism optic, or anything like that. This thing is probably the most innovative optic I've laid my eyes on yet. Today we're going to be taking a look at the DNT NVMD C200. DNT sent this out to the channel, and this is a night vision optic. But not only is it a standalone night vision optic, it has a lot of other features that come in this thing for the price. So this is a standalone night vision optic that you can use on your gun just as an optic. It does do up to 6x digital magnification, so you can really reach out with this thing. Not only is it a standalone optic, you can also use it behind the optic that you already have, and you can turn the optic that you already have on your firearm into now a night vision optic. So this thing actually has a feature where you can turn off the reticle, you can put it behind something like this holographic here, and now when you look through this, you're basically using the reticle of your optic that you already have in your gun, but you're seeing in night vision mode. You can do this with red dots, holographic scopes, any optic you want to. You can put this thing behind it and turn it into a night vision device. And also doubles as a magnifier for that optic, because what you can do is you can turn this thing up to 6x and it will digitally magnify your reticle on that optic, so you can really, reach out with it even with this on and use it as a magnifier. Not only does it do night mode, but it also does full color during the day, so you can still use it as like a red dot or something like that, or just flip it to the side and not use it at all. But then when the sun goes down and you need to shoot with it, you flip it right back. So it is a night vision optic. You can use it as a magnifier for your optics, but it's also an action cam. So for all you hunters out there who are hunting coyotes, hogs, things of that nature, you're hunting at night and you want to get some good footage of it, this might be something you want to look into, because this thing will record high definition footage of what you're shooting. So you can record straight through this thing, you can use it behind your scope, and you can record your hunts at night or during the day if you want to use it during the day. The other cool thing is that since it is a flip to side, is you can use it kind of like as an action cam on your firearm. So if you don't want to necessarily record your reticle and down the barrel, you can also flip it over to the side and it will start recording, and now you can record yourself doing drills or whatever you want to do from your gun's point of view. So this thing has a crap ton of features in it, guys, and I am really excited to take a look at this thing and test out its real world use, because I don't think I've seen an optic on the market yet like this one that can do as many things as well as this one can do. I have been playing with it for the last few weeks. I don't have any rounds to it yet, but just playing with it, mounting it on different firearms, kind of testing it at night. This thing looks really, really promising. But today we're going to be kind of putting it through its paces. We're even going to run some drills with it and see how it holds up just as a standalone optic on like 1X. And we're going to give you guys our overall first impressions and review of it. So DNT was also nice enough to send us out their new IR flashlight. This is their QT IR 940 to pair along with that new night vision optic to make sure that we can really push the capabilities of this optic at night. It is digital, so in certain situations you may need an IR illuminator of some sort, but if you're trying to get really, really far out there and there's something out there, it may be a little bit grainy. This IR floodlight that they sent out to me, this thing is powerful. I have a little Surefire IR clone light that I've used on this helmet for a long time, and I've always thought that was one of the better IR lights that I've used. This thing blows it completely out of the water. So we will be taking a look at this as well and kind of demonstrating and testing its capabilities as well. So we're gonna get out to the range, guys. We're gonna do some shooting with it. We're gonna test all its different capabilities and give you guys our impressions of it. So let's get out there. Alright guys, so we got the DNT NVMD C200 out here on the range. We do have this on top of a 16-inch AR-15. This is an AR from Bear Creek Arsenal. Pretty basic, nothing too fancy, but we will be doing a review on this AR on the channel here soon, so stay tuned for that. So the first segment of what we're going to do is we're actually going to zero the optic. So we're going to start by using it as a standalone optic and walking you guys through the zeroing process with this optic because it's pretty unique. So we're going to take a few shots here at this target at about 30 yards and see how easy it is to zero. I've got this thing recording, aiming down range, and I'm just gonna kind of walk you guys through on how you want to zero this thing. First, you're gonna wanna make sure that you're on scope mode. So you got 3 different modes here. You got scope, clip-on, and magnifier. So anytime you're using this as a standalone optic, you wanna make sure you're in that scope mode. That way you can use this with a reticle on it. It will make the reticle appear, and then you can also pick your reticle and your reticle color, and I'll go through that in just a second. But you do have up to a 6x zoom, so you can get real nice and tight on that target. So now what you're gonna do to zero, we're gonna go down to zeroing, and what you're going to do whenever you take a shot, let's say you're aiming here at the head, okay? You shoot and your bullet hits down here low right. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna freeze it wherever you were shooting. So as you can see up here, it says freeze. If I was aiming here on the neck, I'm gonna freeze that, all right? And then now what you can do is you can go to the X and Y and you can adjust your reticle to go all the way down to that last bullet hole that you made. So just to show you, for example, on the video, we'll do it real quick. So let's say that hole was bottom right on the target. So basically all I would have to do is we would go right, and then we would get out of that, and then we would go down and line it up directly where your last shot hit. And then once you do that, you can basically exit and save, and it will readjust your reticle to be pretty much pinpoint where the gun is hitting. So that is huge because you should be able to zero this thing in 2 to 3 rounds as long as it's close out of the box when you put it on paper. So we've kind of already tinkered with it a little bit just to be completely transparent with you guys. So I'm gonna leave it on X18 and the Y is -50. That is our zero for now. So now that I've showed you guys kind of how to zero it, whenever you take it out at the range, take some shots at a target, go in that zero mode, freeze with the reticle wherever you're aiming, and then just adjust the reticle to your new bullet hole. And you guys have a pretty close zeroed optic. So let's take a few shots with her. We'll take them center mass at the target down here and see how well it groups. Okay. From what I can tell, it looks like they're pretty much all center mass. So.
Yeah, it looks like it's dead center.
I mean, that thing will take you like 2 seconds to zero if you know what you're doing.
That's the tightest group you've shot.
1, 2, 3, 4. That's pretty good, guys. Look, that's literally with less than 5 minutes of zeroing right there. All I did was aim here. My bullet impacted here. I froze it here, moved it over to the bullet impact, and then here's the result. Right on the X, right on the money. And if you're hunting with this scope, then that's probably what you want to see right there. All right, guys, so we got some more rounds loaded up. We're just going to take a few more rounds at the target, see how accurately we can group this thing. Now, what I will say with the DNT, one of the downsides of it being digital is going to be kind of the clarity whenever you zoom, as you guys probably seen in the recording. But I mean, you can still see pretty clearly, especially given that this is a night vision device, and that's kind of the big selling point of it. I mean, I think that's an okay trade-off. You're not going to get the best clarity at 6x, but it definitely works good enough for you to group pretty well with it. So let's take some more shots just to further prove that point. All right, and just to show you guys real quick, you can change your reticle on here. So if you go here to reticle settings, you can do different reticles. You can do the post like that, the round cross, or the BRR BDC, which is the one that I'm going to use. Then you can also change the reticle color from red, green, yellow, black, white, whatever works best for your eyes. So let's actually try out the green. take some at that small little target right there. And then the one on the right. All right, let's go check her out.
Before I even look at it, I have a feeling it did pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty accurate. You would at least want it to be at least accurate if you're going to use it for hunting or something like that, right? Like, yeah. I think that's the given. And this is like a $600 optic, so it's not necessarily super cheap, but I would still consider affordable for what it is, comparatively to some of the other options on the market. But yeah, we were aiming here, 2 shots, 1, 2. Here, 1, 2. I took 3 shots at the head. I mean, I would say she passes. That's as far as an accurate optic, especially coyote hunting, hog hunting, whatever you're going to use, when you need it to get real pinpoint, to hit that heart, to hit that head, whatever you're aiming at, this thing's pretty accurate. And it's pretty cool because it's night vision.
Yeah.
And it just, I mean, it's just so much different than anything else we've shot, so.
All you people down in Texas that hog hunt, you should get something like this.
Yeah, exactly. Guys, you know I got to whack the steel a few times with it. So. Gong.
Seems like it's smacking that steel.
This would be a great coyote gun. Like setting up an AR with something like the DNT Optic here. This would be like a great coyote setup for sure. Well, that's enough with some accuracy testing. Obviously, we don't have a lot of range out here, guys, or we take it out to like 100 yards. But we have a small range out here that we're on today. So next we're gonna run it through some real world scenarios, right? Like, yes, it is mainly meant for like hunting or to be used kind of like a scope or something of that nature. But it also has a feature where you can basically use it as a 1X standalone red dot. So with that being said, can you run drills with it? Is it practical for like real world use scenario? If you had to use it, obviously it's probably not the best option being digital and having a battery that goes in it, because there's a 6-hour battery life on this thing. For most of your like shit hits the fan rifles or stuff like that, you're probably going to want something that has like a 50,000 hour battery life where you don't have to change out that battery too much. So that's definitely going to be a downside, but if you had to use it in a pinch, would it work? So let's run some drills with her and find out. All right guys, so now we're going to run a bill drill with it to see how practical it can be. 6 rounds, center mass at the target as quick as possible.
2.36.
It's definitely harder to follow than something like a red dot for sure. Obviously, that's not kind of the purpose of this. And with this being kind of like a digital scope, passively aiming is definitely going to be a little bit harder as well, because you're really trying to focus on the image inside of this device. So it's not going to be as good for things like this, but is it usable? We are a little bit close. I'm aiming center mass, so it makes sense why we shoot a little bit low. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Is it effective? Yeah. Can it be useful in a situation like that in a pinch? Probably so. So not bad at all. Obviously not going to be as good as something like a red dot for an application like this, but it's not really what it's meant for. All right guys, now as you can see, I've got the DNT behind this new holographic sight that we are testing for the channel. So we're going to use this as a magnifier on our current optic. So I've got it in magnifier mode now. You can see my reticle's kind of doing some weird stuff down there. This seems to be a compatibility issue with this sight and this optic. I have not had this issue on my EOTech or anything like that, so I'm not sure exactly why it does that, but if you can see, it does look like there's a line going through my reticle. So I'm not going to blame that on the DNT. It seems like it's probably a issue with the actual combination of optics I have here. So we're just going to take some shots with it and work with it and see what we can do. 2 there. In the steel. It seems like there's like a line going through it. I don't know if that's something to do with the compatibility with the optics, or what it is, but it seems like I only have issues with that optic doing that. So with that being said, guys, I guess whatever you are going to put it behind, just make sure once you put it together, before you take it out to go hunt, that, you know, everything seems good to go. So these are my first 2 shots here with that optic. 1, 2, super close. Then obviously we hit the steel both times. So as far as it working as a magnifier, at least if you have the right optic, it seems like it won't be an issue. It definitely, I had it on 3x here to take these 2 shots, and you can definitely see everything, even with it being a digital zoom device. So no complaints there. I just wish that it being digital, that it worked with that optic. It seemed like there's just a line going through my reticle for whatever reason. So that's a little bit weird, but obviously, guys, I want to be fully transparent with you guys. Hopefully DNT will see this and reach out to me. Maybe my settings aren't set up the right way or something of that nature. Now, what I will say with that issue that I'm seeing right now during the day, I've used this with this optic at night and I don't have that problem. I really don't know why it does that, but it's not an issue at all at night in the night vision mode. Like, it doesn't do that with the exact same optic. So that's a little bit strange. Not really sure what's causing that, but again, hopefully DNT will reach out and kind of explain that to me a little bit. Looks like I've got it zeroed a little bit to the right, so it probably needs to come left a little bit, but that's a tight grouping right there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you got the right optic, you're probably gonna be okay. It's pretty nice group there. So all right, guys, now we're gonna test one of my probably favorite features about this as a content creator, and that is the flip to side action cam. So this thing has a really cool feature on it where you can set it up to where whenever you flip it to the side in clip-on mode, that it will immediately start recording. So that way you can get an action cam, kind of a POV shot from the gun that you're shooting whenever you're running drills and stuff like that, or whatever you're doing with your firearm. So now we're gonna run some drills and kind of test it as an action cam and see how it turns out. So first we're gonna run a Mozambique, 2 to the body, 1 to the head.
2.23.
1, 2, aiming center mass, a little bit low, makes sense. And then a headshot there. What was the time?
2.23.
Okay, not bad at all. Never shot this rifle before, never used this optic. 2.3, effective shots on the target, can't complain. I'm curious to see how that action footage comes out for you guys though. So I guess we'll see. If there's an error or something and the footage didn't work, I won't know till I get home. So you guys will know, but hopefully that looks pretty cool for you guys. Let's run some movement stuff and see how it does. Hopefully that footage turned out pretty good. I mean, I don't know what it's gonna look like, but you guys will. So once this video's up, you guys will know. And I think that's the coolest thing about it for me as a content creator. What I would probably use this the most for is, 1, coyote hunting. I think this is a perfect optic to coyote hunt with. But also I would use it for an action cam, because just being able to flip that to the side like that and get that nice point of view from, you know, a shooter's perspective, I think that's huge. On top of it already being a night vision device. So if you're looking to record at night and you've been looking for a night vision camera, this may be an option, because not only is it a night vision camera, it's a night vision optic, it's a daytime optic, it's a daytime camera, so you're getting a lot of use out of this optic from DNT.
$13.7.
And all hits, all alphas, baby, all alphas. I feel like that shit's gonna look cool as hell on the camera.
I think it will.
As long as everything comes out the right way. God forbid we have some type of formatting error.
Ooh.
Yeah, that thing sparked when we hit it. We normally don't shoot 16-inch ARs out here, especially not at still. It's probably not the safest thing in the world, but with this, the way we have it set up, guys, I mean, whenever it gets hit, it deflects shrapnel down. So just a pro tip, if you guys are shooting it still, steel like this silhouette over here, and that's stationary. It's a lot more dangerous to shoot because the bullet fragments are definitely going to come back. Just something like this, as soon as you hit it and it swings, it will throw that shrapnel to the ground. So this is a lot safer if you're gonna pretty much be limited in distance on how far you can shoot. So overall, guys, if the footage turns out good, this is a great way to spice up your content on your channel. Outside of like a GoPro or meta glasses or something like that, this will give you some nice footage as well. And you know, just add it to your gun, flip it to the side, and it will automatically start recording. Or you can do it manually, like how I've kind of been doing it. I just want to make sure it doesn't miss any of my shots. So yeah. All right, guys, now I threw the suppressor on here. So I threw my Whisper Strike 22 can on here. This is a 22 long rifle can that can withstand up to 5.56, 30 rounds of 5.56 through a 16-inch barrel. So we're gonna try it out in this AR and give you guys some footage of it shooting. That steel is loud as hell with the air pro off.
Yeah.
Like that, it wasn't bad at all with the when I wasn't hitting the steel, but that steel is loud when you hit it with this 5.56. I love suppressors. They're just so awesome. Being able to shoot an AR without ear pro, my ears aren't ringing. Even with a 22 can, I mean, this thing does a pretty good job. And you can use it in the winter as a hand warmer. Just put your glove up there, warm your hand for a minute. Just make sure you got gloves on.
Yeah, if not, you're gonna
be missing some skin.
Your DNA is gonna be on that suppressor now.
Forever.
Yep.
All right, guys, so obviously now the next step is going to be to test the night performance on this thing, because it is, at the end of the day, really marketed as a night vision optic. That's probably gonna be the primary use for something like this. So now we just gotta wait for it to get dark, wait for it to get a little bit colder, unfortunately, and we'll test the night capabilities of this thing. So we're out here, it's dark, very dark. There's really not that much ambient light out here either tonight, so this will be a very good test of this optic. So we got a mag loaded up. We're just gonna put some rounds down her, and I'm gonna show you guys kind of what it looks like and how you can toggle through the different settings. All right, guys, so I've got this thing recording so you guys can kind of see downrange what it looks like. Now we do have a light pointing at me on low mode just so you guys can see me, but you should be able to see down the optic as well. So right now we have this on the green mode with no IR on, and then we'll switch that to, that's white phosphor. So you do have a white phosphor mode. And then you have a full color, which is not for nighttime. You also have a black and white. So you have your green, white phosphor, and black and white. Me personally, I like the green. But just to show you guys, we also have this IR light here that I mentioned earlier in the video. Now we have it installed in the firearm. This is DNT's new IR flashlight. And as you guys can see, when I turn this thing on, now we can see everything. This IR floodlight is really, really good because it literally makes everything so much easier to see in front of you without over blinding or anything like that. So without further ado, guys, let's take some shots with her. Oh, I think we had a malfunction. It's cold, guys. And there she is. I could literally start to see the sparks off of the thing through the night vision.
I could see them coming out in front of the muzzles.
Yeah, I definitely. Oh,
that
Jesus.
bitch hot.
Yeah, I think that burnt part of my glove off.
Yeah.
Sheesh. Now it's burning plastic on there. Great. I think that's as high as we got her today. I wish I didn't touch that now, because now that's gonna cake on there. Oh well. Adds a little character. But not bad at all, guys. Not bad at all. If anyone knows how to remove burnt glove off of your suppressor, please let me know. My overall final thoughts on the DNT Optic. Overall, guys, I had a blast shooting this thing today. I think for what you're paying for, you're getting a very, very versatile optic. This optic can do a lot of things that other optics on the market cannot. My favorite feature about it is definitely the camera aspect. Being a content creator, I love being able to record another point of view and show you guys. I think that's absolutely dope. But also the idea of maybe doing a coyote hunt or something like that and being able to record that from this camera and showing you guys, that really, really excites me. Now, it is a really good night vision optic though. Do not get me wrong. I may be excited about the camera part, but the night vision performance on this thing is definitely really good, especially when you pair it with the IR light that they included. I mean, you get a really, really good night vision experience out of this optic. I definitely think if you're a coyote hunter or you're a hog hunter or you're looking for something to shoot around at night, that this is not something to shy away from, because not only do you get a night vision capable device, but you're also getting a night vision capable camera, and you're also getting a action cam for even daytime shots. You're also getting a magnifier. So you're getting a very versatile optic when you purchase one of these devices. And really, guys, it was a blast to shoot because it was so much different than anything else that we have used on the channel thus far. Super innovative. I gotta give it to DNT. When they reached out about this one, I got super excited because I'd never seen anything like this before, and I'm sure there's probably a lot of you guys out there who feel the same way. Overall cons, it is digital, so obviously the battery life is not going to be as good as something like a red dot or even a holographic for that matter, so you will have to keep an eye on that battery life, make sure it's charged up before the hunt. But I think for the purpose that this thing serves, the battery life is more than good enough. It does take 18650 batteries, I believe I got that right. If not, I'll put it on screen. So you can always carry extra batteries on you and pop them in whenever you need to. It does update from time to time, and the updates are kind of unpredictable, and the optic will pretty much be unusable for like 5 to 10 minutes. I've had it happen to me twice so far, and there is a light that indicates that it is updating up here. I think it's like an amber light whenever you turn it on, and it will just stay lit, so you'll know exactly when it's updating, but there's no way to really know when it's going to update. So I've never had anything like this before, and I feel like it is just a absolute steal for the money, so I'll probably end up purchasing this from DNT. With that being said, I would definitely give this optic a pass in my book, and if it's something you're looking for something to use at night, this is definitely a capable device. But without further ado, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys are enjoying these reviews. If you did, please don't forget to like the video and leave a comment on what your favorite night vision optic is, because YouTube hates gun content and we need your help with your engagement to stay in the algorithm. So with that being said, that's it in this video, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.